Welcome to Sheen Talk Live. I'm your host, Kimberly Chapman, and today's guest is the founder of V-Day Face and Body, Nika Samples, popularly known as the Vaguru. Nika started her career as an emergency medical technician for the United States Air Force. She later gained a diploma in cosmetic aesthetics, specializing in wax and skincare. With over a decade of experience in the world of skin and hair, she has created V-Day Face and Body in an effort to encourage people to love themselves from within. Please help me welcome Nika Samples. Good morning, Nika. How you doing?
Good morning, Kim. I'm amazing.
It's so wonderful seeing you and having you here today.
Thank you so much.
They kept trying to tell me how to say Vaguru.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
so I finally got it. Vaguru.
I love the way you say it. It sounds
you.
amazing.
So tell me what that is, Vaguru.
So Vaguru is vagina guru. So I came up with the name myself. I was sitting in my bedroom with all of these books on vaginal wellness in front of me, and I'm thinking, and I said out loud to myself, wow, I'm like gonna be like a vagina guru. And I'm like, Vaguru. And it was just like, that's it. That's my name. And I called my brother, I'm like, I have my name. He's like, what is it? I'm like, Vaguru. He's like, I hate it.
Oh my God. Why did
I'm like, you hate it? It's amazing. I don't care what you say. It's brilliant. It's Vaguru. I'm the Vaguru, and everybody loves it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So now, but what brought you to that? Why?
Right. So for a long time, I was thinking that women needed more positive influencers when it came to beauty within, you know, and growing up in the beauty industry, I was always focused on the way I looked on the inside, or excuse me, no, on the outside. And so I thought, who can I look to when it comes to how I look on the inside? Who's focused on the way they look on the inside and is really trying to master that beauty? And I thought, no one.
Wow.
So it's going to be me.
Well, you know, this world is so interested on the outside, but the real emphasis should be on the inside because
Absolutely.
the inside comes outside.
Right.
Yeah. So tell me, what do the V-Day Face and Body profession products do? How do you use them? What are they?
Okay, so I offer skincare as well as vaginal services at V-Day Face and Body. So I use Vaguru products because they're very clean and they are vegan and organic. And so I am basically a vegan. I don't eat any meat, and I'm focused on just my health on the inside as well because, again, that's where your beauty starts, from inside. So it has a lot to do with what you eat. So I use Vaguru products. Michelle Obama's esthetician uses Vaguru products.
How do you spell that?
Vaguru, like a cure for the world, a cure for the environment,
Okay.
a cure for, you
So
know,
it's A and then C-U-R-E.
C-U-R-E. Yeah,
Okay.
Vaguru. So that's what I use. So we do just, you know, basic facials and some light chemical peels as well. And then I do something called vajacials. And that is basically a facial for the mons pubis, which is the top of your vagina. A lot of women experience ingrown hairs, bumps, breakouts, redness, irritation in that area. And they become, you know, very shy about exposing that area, especially on the beach. So anything that will allow a woman to lose confidence, I'm trying to target that and make it better for her so she feels better on the inside.
So now what exactly do you do on the inside of the vagina?
So I don't do anything on the inside of the vagina other than educate women on how to treat themselves when it comes to the inside of their vagina. And it's a case-by-case basis. It just depends on what they have going on. But I do vaginal steaming. So I just recently became certified as a vaginal steam facilitator. And I think it's very important for women to be going to a vaginal steam facilitator that is certified because there are a lot of contraindications to steaming your vagina. It can be dangerous.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, allergies, for example. It depends on your health, how you're menstruating, if you're regular, if you're irregular, what type of birth control you might be on. If you have an IUD, that's a contraindication. You may not know you're pregnant, and you could actually start to hemorrhage because the steaming will dilate your cervix, and you could start to bleed on the steam sauna. So there's just things that I would need to know about you before I could say, okay, it's safe for you to steam. Can you steam for 10 minutes or can you steam for 45? So everyone is not the same. So I really want to stress the importance to women out there. If you're going to steam, make sure you're going to somebody that's educated.
Okay, so now they do have these little packs of herbs
They do.
that you can steam yourself. Do you suggest that?
Absolutely not. I'm totally against it.
Oh, wow.
Because every herb, does something different. Like, even though herbs are plants, guys, it's still medicine, it's medicinal. So I may not be able to absorb the same herb that you can absorb. My body might react differently than yours. We're at different points in our life as women. We're in different age groups.
Right.
So what you may be feeling on the inside of your body, you may need a specific herb for that. I may need something different. I may feel that I am experiencing anxiety or cramps, and you're experiencing heat inside of your body, internal heat. So we would need different herbs that will react differently to our bodies.
Okay, so then when someone comes in for a steam, vagina steamer,
Yes.
Do you give them a complete analysis in order to decide what herbs to use for them?
Absolutely. I have an intake form that they have to fill out. It's full of yes or no questions. And by the time they get to the end and let me see the paper, I'll be able to determine what type of steam herbs are appropriate for them and if they're even qualified to steam, because a lot of times I just tell them no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
What would be a reason for you to say no?
Irregular periods. So there's some women that just spontaneously bleed during the month and they don't have a regular cycle. So if you don't know when you're going to bleed, then I don't know when you're going to bleed. So if you sit here and I steam and we dilate your cervix and that heat starts to draw things out of your body and you start to bleed and it won't stop, it's uncontrollable, you have to go to the hospital, that's a liability for me.
Oh, wow.
So I need to know what's going on with your health before I will allow you to steam.
That's amazing. A lot of people really need to know this information.
They need to know because it's not safe, and it's very trendy right now, and a lot of women are just, being very impulsive about steaming. But there's a lot more to it than just detoxing and tightening and all the prissy stuff that is being
because
advertised.
it's amazing that I'm interviewing you today because yesterday I purchased a steamer kit.
Did you?
Yes, I did. I did.
Okay.
And so I'm glad I'm having this conversation with you because there is also a place in Atlanta, Jeju Sauna.
I'm very familiar with it. A lot of people DM me asking me questions about that facility in particular.
Oh, wow. And I've done it there.
How was your experience?
It was awesome.
Okay. How long did you steam for?
I think that they don't have they have a set time for 45 minutes, I believe. So no.
That's too long. That's
Really?
too long. Did they ask you any questions pertaining
No questions.
to?
I just told them I wanted to have the vaginal steam, and they put the cloak over me, and I sat on the pot.
So can I ask you questions about your experience? And also a little bit about your health, if that's fine.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Are you going through menopause or are you postmenopausal?
I really don't know.
Okay.
I've never had hot flashes.
Perfect.
I'm about to tell everybody. I haven't had a period in over a year.
Okay.
But I still have the symptoms of it coming. So I
Gotcha.
know every middle of the month that, it's here. So, yeah. But
So let's just say you do have hot flashes, right? And you're experiencing night sweats. And you come into steam, and I don't know this about you because I didn't ask. So you already are letting me know that you have internal heat in your body, because this is your body's way of letting you know. You're sweating and you have hot flashes, so you have too much heat in your body. So now I'm going to have you sit on a steam sauna and induce more heat into your body, and I'm going to cloak you and trap even more heat into your body. So you could pass out in my facility.
Wow.
Yeah. So I need to know as much information. I tell
Right.
women all the time, tell me as much information about your vagina as you feel comfortable telling me. The more I know, the more that I can help you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And so you have every herb that you can use for the vagina in your facility?
Based on a few different categories. So I have them in 4 different categories based on age, based on period cycles, like I said, based on birth control, and, infections and yeast, and just something that you might be prone to. A lot of women are prone to yeast and, BV. So there's like disinfecting, there's cleansing, there's gentle, there's cooling for the women that have a lot of internal heat. So pretty much every woman can fall into one of those 4 categories. And if not, then I will figure out a way to help you just based on what you tell me. And I'm also taking a 16-hour extensive herbal course next month, and I'm very excited about. We'll actually be able to visually see an herb and be able to identify it. So I'm always continuing my education so that I can share my information, educate, and just know more about how to help women, and myself, of course.
That's awesome. So do you find that a lot of women don't have a great relationship with their vagina?
Absolutely. No relationship. I haven't even seen it in 20 years.
Are you serious?
So I don't drive. I Uber and Lyft everywhere. So I talk to a lot of people on a daily basis and a lot of women. And I always say that I do, vaginal health and wellness. This is what I study. This is what my business is. And everyone's shocked for like 10 seconds. And then they start telling me all their business.
Wow.
And then I found out that women are not looking at themselves. They're not comfortable talking about it. They don't go to the doctor unless something's wrong. So it's like, unless something's wrong, I'm paying no attention to something that's so important, something that makes me the woman that I am.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I find this to be so interesting because well, I'm in my 50s,
Okay.
and my mom and those, you just didn't talk about that.
You don't talk about it. It's not appropriate.
It's not
it's
appropriate.
Sturdy, it's private,
Yes.
it's secret, and that's the problem. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Everybody, don't you find this interesting? I find it very interesting. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Nika Samples with more about V-Day Face and Body. Thank you. Welcome back to Sheen Talk Live. We're here with Nika Samples, founder of V-Day Face and Body, and I have had an awesome time on camera and off camera. So let me ask you, why do you think some women may be insecure about certain topics when it comes to femininity and their vagina?
Right. Well, just because it's always been a taboo to even say the word vagina. It's like you don't say, oh my God, like, did you just say vagina? You know what I mean? So it's always been this secret thing. It's always been this thing that was, dirty or sexual or private, you know what I mean? And so it was never something that was appropriate to talk about. And that's something that we've just learned in our culture. And this culture in this country, you just don't talk about your vagina. You don't say it. It doesn't exist. You need to be married. It's just a secret, sacred thing. So I think that's the reason why it was just never acceptable to talk about it.
Yeah,
We
I'm
were just taught that.
excited about you.
Me too.
So I'm about to ask you this question,
Okay.
and this is my own question. So what do you think about masturbation?
Oh, so you obviously don't follow me on Instagram.
I'm gonna have to.
So if you've seen any of my videos, I'm all about DIY, and that's what it is, do it yourself. So I think that masturbation is very important, especially if you don't have a partner, because it's very important to be making sure your vagina, your area is always stimulated, because it's an organ, one of those use it or lose it organs. So you can actually lose function in your vagina if it's not stimulated regularly.
And does that go for both men and women?
I would think, I would think so, because it's a blood flow thing.
Yes.
So it's about blood flow and circulation, and that's with the entire body. So if you're losing circulation in any part of your body, it's likely that it's not going to function optimally, and you could end up losing it. That's why limbs get amputated, because there's no circulation.
Oh, gotcha.
So if you're not having sex regularly, you need to be masturbating for sure.
So do you have like massage machines or things like that you suggest?
Yeah, there's like lots of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So personally, I never use anything that's inserted, because again, we're looking at bacteria always. So I'm always on the lookout for bacteria. So nothing inserted, but definitely, external, clitoral stimulation is a very good thing. Lots of circulation there.
Oh, wow. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I know my viewers are enjoying this.
Yeah, DIY.
DIY is awesome. So now what steps or what techniques do you use to teach people self-love?
Well, it starts with myself. So that's something that I had to learn first before I was able to teach anyone else how to do it. So for me, I just had to realize, okay, this is how I want to feel about myself, and this is what I want. What do I need to start doing? So I feel that when it comes to vaginal rituals, it's something that, again, you have to do continuously, you have to do regularly. You have to take time out to take care of yourself. And many women don't have time. They say they don't have time to take care of themselves. Women have always been taught to take care of their husband, take care of their kid, take care of the home, but not to take care of themselves. So when you stop and take the time out to take care of something, you have so much pride in it. Like when you just got your car washed and the inside's clean. You're like, nobody move. No, don't eat in here. Don't do anything. Don't touch. I just vacuum the floors. Don't step on the carpet because there's lines in it. Like I take pride in what I just did.
Right.
So when you start taking pride and taking time into yourself and putting that into yourself, then you start to appreciate it more, and you require other people to appreciate it as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is so awesome. Ooh, how you all liking this? Isn't this wonderful? You need to know and understand your vagina.
Absolutely.
And here is the Vaguru.
Yes.
This is really, really awesome.
Thank
and
you.
so now let's see, what else do I want to know? Why do you believe it's so important to do the steaming baths?
Well, that's just one part of vaginal rituals. Remember I said everyone cannot steam. Everyone is not
Right.
a candidate for steaming. So it's just a ritual that has a lot of good benefits. So all the way from health benefits to just like mental wellness benefits.
Right.
Again, I talked about BV earlier.
Yes.
Yes, which
And
is
so-
bacterial vaginosis. So it's a really holistic way to kill bacteria in your vagina because I'm against antibiotics.
Yes.
So that's something that, likely your doctor will prescribe you when you go to see them about bacterial infections.
So how often should you do a steam?
Everyone's different again, so there's never going to be like a one answer for everyone when it comes to steaming.
Right.
So for me personally, I steam 8 times a month.
8 times a month?
I do.
Oh, wow.
So I steam 4 times before my menstrual cycle, and then 2 days after I'm completely done bleeding, I will steam for 4 more days consecutively.
Oh, wow.
And that's just to keep the circulation going and making sure that I don't have any blood stagnation, which is when the blood is not circulating properly. It's not moving quickly enough in my body and coming out and creating blood clots, which is what blood stagnation is.
Okay, so that's basically twice a week.
Twice a month, so it's 2 weeks.
Oh, I thought you said 8 times a month.
Right. So I'll steam 4 consecutive days in a row.
Okay.
And then I'll have my cycle for 5 days. And then 2 days after I'm done with my cycle, I'll steam for 4 more consecutive days.
Oh, in my head, I was putting twice a week, like maybe Tuesday and Thursday one week, Monday
Oh, I
and
said no.
Wednesday.
I do all consecutive because, again, I just want that consistency with the flow. So I'm making sure that it's flowing so that it can flow out. And then I'm making sure that after my cycle, I do it again, steaming, making sure there's nothing left behind.
Okay.
Because there is a such thing as incomplete menses, which means that you didn't expel all of the blood from your cycle because it was not moving fast enough.
I was reading there was a video, because you get a lot of people that do videos, and the gentleman was saying that most women should not bleed 5 to 7 days. It should be very light.
Not necessarily. Each woman is going to be different. So on average, it's going to be 4 to 7. Some women are 3-day, but I say 4 to 7 is normal. It should not be heavy the entire time. It shouldn't be too light. It should be, somewhat heavy to moderate to light. But one thing is, it should always be red. It should never be brown. It should never be black, purple, or any of those things, maroon. It should always be fresh red to pink and then gone.
Okay, so never brown.
Never brown.
What's the brown mean?
It's old.
Oh, so that was old from way back.
Yes, ma'am.
And what would cause that?
Again, it's a blood stagnation, so your blood isn't moving quickly enough. So that means that it got left behind from your last menstrual cycle. So we all know that, if we have a nosebleed and we leave the tissue on top of the table, we come back 30 minutes later, it's going to be brown.
Right.
So it's just old and it got left behind. And that's based on how we're taking care of ourselves during our cycles. What are you eating? What are you wearing? What are you drinking? That's not allowing your blood to circulate as it should be. How are you affecting your organs? Are you drinking a lot of alcohol, exhausting your liver, which is a key component in menses? So women don't know these things.
Oh, wow. I'm definitely going to. Don't you all find this interesting? That's why I'm continuing to talk, so that we can educate you. I know ladies my age and older, sometimes, of course, once you've been taught a certain way, that's how you continue to think. But when somebody brings you something different, then you're like, oh, I was thinking that, or my goodness.
Right.
Okay.
It's just about acquiring a new skill, and that's what a ritual is. Ritual is just doing something the same way all the time so that you can become better at it and more confident.
Right. I had an acupuncturist tell me one time that you can tell how a woman feels by the way, well, let me say that. You can tell what a woman's vagina is feeling or what kind of condition it is by her face.
Oh, wow. I would love to talk to that acupuncturist.
Oh, really? He's right here. He's a Korean.
Okay.
Yes,
By her
absolutely.
face. Wow. That's interesting.
Yes. In fact, he teaches me, or he has taught me that you can tell a lot by a person's face.
Okay.
Because they do a lot of reading of the face, and so they can tell you a lot.
Right, and that's where a lot of this ancient comes from is, Eastern civilization, a lot of traditional Chinese medicine. So it's hard for some people in this country, especially some doctors, to believe in what we are saying about these vaginal rituals and the steaming, because it's just something that was not clinically studied because it wasn't in the clinic when they were studying. Doesn't mean that it's not real and it doesn't work. It just means that they don't know about it.
Oh, wow. I have thoroughly enjoyed. So now what's next for V-Day Face and Body?
Definitely more education. I want to move my current location to a different location in Nashville, which is going to be next to Vanderbilt University. I really want to get my hands on the college students there. I think it's very important for them to understand what's going on with their bodies and how to, address certain issues with it, and also just practicing safe sex and understanding that sex has a lot to do with vaginal health as well.
You should probably be in the high schools too.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, this is awesome. This has been an amazing interview. And if you all want any questions, or you have questions and you want answers to your questions, how can they reach you?
They can definitely reach me on Instagram. My handle is I am the Vaguru, just as it sounds.
I am the Vaguru.
I am the Vaguru, or they can send me an email at info@vdayfaceandbody.com.
This is awesome. Yeah. Nika, this is awesome.
Thank you
so
so
excited
much.
about
Me too.
you.
I'm so
coming
happy to be
Nashville.
Here. Please do.
I am. I promise
I'm going to be on the lookout for you.
Yeah. We're going to make an appointment.
Okay.
I have my personal consultant give you, the calendar, and I'm coming to sit on your steam pot.
My baby stool.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Sheen Talk Live. For more episodes, please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel today. Thank you, and have an awesome day.